this subject has been a thing with me for many years since I've been a kid because this is where the whole thing where I've always stated that, kids are smarter than what they appear. Don't talk down to them because they notice things. When I was young, I've noticed all these stupid problems that I've seen with censorship and the whole movie and TV show rating system that's done for many, many years. And with YouTube doing the whole thing of like you can't curse within the first 10 seconds of the video, and you can curse, but then you can curse only a certain amount of time. It really made me want to talk about this subject. And I guess you can say YouTube's just falling into their footsteps of this been going on. And what do I mean by like how the rating system is dumb? Now, before I begin, the first thing I'm saying, everything should have a rating system because, things have to be rated for specific people, kids show, an adult show. It's not like I'm saying, we shouldn't have any type of rating system. No. However, there are many things in the rating system that make no sense. One of the first examples that I can bring up is how TV versions of movies are treated on TV versus them being in movie theaters. Back to the Future. Everyone knows the movie is rated PG. And pretty much, PG, kids through adults can watch the film. Now, everyone who knows the film well will remember that in the movie, there are two instances where Marty and Doc say shit, and the film stays PG, which is fine. But when the film is aired on TV, the movie stays PG, its rating, its time, and everything. However, whenever they say shit or asshole or bastard, those words are censored. How does that make any sense? Kids can go watch the film, but when it's played on TV, it's censored. Why? There's no difference between the movie rating and the TV rating. Now, the next dumb thing about rating systems is the allotment of how many times can you say, curse words. And the same goes for the word fuck you. That only could be said once or twice in a PG-13 film. But that makes even less sense for a couple of reasons. One, now, in a PG movie, you can curse and say the word shit a minimum of 2 times. Any higher would turn it into PG-13 territory. But I've seen this movie hundreds. I've heard the word shit the same amount of times. And what if a person decides to loop a scene that has a curse word? You defeated and passed the maximum legal limit of the age rating. So what's the purpose of having the stupid limit on how many times you can say a curse word when it's defeated when someone simply casually watches the movie 50 times? And for reason number 2, not many people will remember this because it was a crappy movie, but the third RoboCop film, it was rated PG-13. They said the word shit multiple times. I counted. They say the word shit 13 times in RoboCop 3. You could say the word shit so many times in this film, but I remember the whole fiasco on TV when South Park was going to be the first TV show to say the word shit, and everyone was going crazy over that fact. South Park is rated MA, and RoboCop 3 was rated PG-13. Another problem that we do deal with is that networks can have their own set rules on what a show can or cannot do. So then what is the point of ratings if one network can have this set of rules and another network can have another set of rules? Growing up in the 80s and 90s, there were many, many TV shows for kids. Transformers, Beast Wars, Batman the Animated Series, X-Men, Mighty Max. Each series was on different networks, and they all had different rules. Now, when I was a kid, I watched all these shows, from Power Rangers to Batman. I'll take Batman and X-Men the Animated Series, kids can watch it, and Power Rangers. Both series are targeting the same, demographic. But one show, Batman, for example, can use the words death, kill, die. But the other, Power Rangers, has to use the words destroy. They have to avoid the word kill and death. It never made sense to me as a kid because I can hear it in one show. I could be watching Batman the Animated Series. They can be talking about death and, Bruce's parents dying in Crime Alley. But then I can switch over to Power Rangers and we have to hear the word destroy. They're the same rating. They're the same demographic, yet one is being censored in one dumb way. And it annoys me because in a recent example is that the Power Rangers Once and Always 30th Anniversary Special will be targeting the more adult demographic. So in the trailer, we did hear the words death and kill. The Once and Always Special is still rated Y7. And it doesn't stop there. With kids shows, there are very, very weird, bizarre rules. An example is, a hero in a kids show cannot jump through a window because it could be replicated by a kid. What can't be replicated by a kid? Like, where do you draw the line when it comes to shows like this? Because, oh yeah, you could say, replicating, someone jumping through a window is bad for a kid, but so is kicking, punching, using a weapon. Just because it's a fanciful weapon, a laser or a blaster, it doesn't mean they won't replicate it with, toys and or other weapons themselves or punch kids themselves. Like, where do you draw the line? Because there's like so many dumb rules with kid shows. You can't show a hero punching people in the face. In Power Rangers case, you can show sparks, explosions, monsters blowing up. We don't see the guts, but that's what's going on. It's called parenting. Telling your kids what is fantasy and what is real. Another classic example is from the TV show Gargoyles. I remember in the pilot where David Xanatos, where he was basically quoting a passage of pay a man enough and they'll walk barefoot into hell. Now, that's like an oh my God moment because, hell has never been said in a kid's TV show, but it should be in the context of it being the place, not the curse word. Just like the word damn. There's two meanings of the word damn. Damn as the curse word, damn as the thing that blocks water. What we use both of them, and we don't have any problem with that, but the word hell is a no-no, no matter which way you want in a kid's show, which never made sense to me. And when I heard it in Gargoyles, I was 7. That didn't bother me because it's just a word. It's meaningless. So when you look at how YouTube handles the cursing and all this other nonsense, it's spawned from TV and movie and network rules and movies and all that weird stuff. I always found it bizarre because they're trying to put like curse words in the same way as like blood and gore. Because, blood and gore can have different levels, which makes sense of, having an age rating to them. So you can scale how much gore and blood that you have in a TV show. To me, cursing, for example, doesn't have a scale. You say the word and that's it. Saying it once or saying it more than one time is meaningless. If it's allowed here in the movie at rated PG-13, it should be allowed all the time, no matter where. That's what I've always hated about, censorship and age ratings, because it has to be consistent between things. And some censorship makes no sense when it comes to a kid's show. There should be no problem showing, talking about certain things. And I'm not saying, oh, we show blood and gore and guts and everything and talk about all this weird crap. But you should have a basic level of realism in a TV show, whether it's, they run into a situation where an animal unfortunately dies and, they have to deal with the repercussions with that, or a family member passes away, or they have to do, an ultimate sacrifice where a character has to die because of a serious situation, things like that. They should be shown to kids because that's what naturally happens in life. I remember my grandfather. He died when I was 4, and I had to deal with that. I couldn't simply just walk away from that or censor it with words as destroyed. The word asshole can't be said on TV unless you can say ass and then hole. And YouTube doesn't help it either because you can't say it in the first 10 seconds. Why? Why can't you say curse words in the first 10 seconds? Because it hurts advertisers? Well, why can't you just get the advertisers that, pay for shows like South Park? They exist. Or find advertisers that don't care if you say curse words and other things. Like the Opera GX, they made fun of them in a tweet not too long ago about this weird YouTube rules. And I'm not saying you allow all types of wording and that. No, things can be offensive in many different ways. But there should be clear and concise and consistent rules of when you can curse, say things, and not say things. the world would be much more better if everything made more sense, because it's never fair where you can allow cursing in, in an album that could be okay on YouTube. They can play ads, or one kid show like X-Men can talk about the repercussions of when Jean Grey died during the Phoenix Saga, but Power Rangers can't say the word death. They have to say the word destroyed. And I always made fun of it where I wish Power Rangers went all the way with it and like, oh, there's a dead end. I really wish they would have said, oh, look, there's a destroyed end. And it's just YouTube just really just showed like how dumb it can really get. And I just hope in the future YouTube can change where it's just like, yeah, this is dumb. If the videos are targeting a specific demographic, allow them to curse wherever you want, and just find advertisers that have no problem with it.